my name is James Adeleke, and I'm Managing Director of Generation Success. And I'm sitting here today with Laura Morrison, Managing Director of Game Changer Consultancy, and also a board advisor to Generation Success. How are you today, Laura?
I'm really well, thank you, James. Yeah. And you?
I'm good, really good. I'm so happy to have you here today.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a pleasure to be here.
Fantastic. I can't believe 2 years ago we met on a cold winter's day to talk about a student society.
Yeah.
And today we're meeting up, and you're doing an interview for us as a community interest company.
Yeah, I think things have changed an awful lot, haven't they, over the last couple of years in terms of the projects that you started with and our journey as individuals, and with working more deeply on the passions and the causes that we support around employability, around young people, and around unleashing individual potential. So it's a really exciting journey. So I'm really, really excited to see what is now being created with the events now, the fact that the events have now been running for about a year.
They have indeed.
And the quality of the speakers that we've had in the past, absolutely phenomenal. And just even thinking about the number of individuals that you've helped through them coming and being part of Generation Success, or listening to speakers, or taking part in breaking barriers is phenomenal.
At the time we met, you were still working at BT. You had you were doing fantastic well in your career. You're also
chairing the Women's Network.
And actually, one of my questions was actually, why did you decide to help out these group of students?
Well, really, actually, my association, because it was initially the BPPFCD.
Yes.
My association with BPP came from when I worked for BT. I was fortunate to have the opportunity early in my career to come and study law here.
Yes.
And it was just a piece of perfect timing when I've recently taken the chair of the Women's Network, and your request through the Alumni Association for people with corporate connections to look at hosting collections and things like that.
Yes.
And it was a great opportunity for BT's graduates to get involved with running a project, working with you guys, and it just felt like the right thing to do, supporting the aims that you'd put together at that point. And I really kind of, I think one of the things that's key for me is around giving back. For me in my corporate career, I found that one of my motivators was always to be doing things around equality, diversity, and also helping address, for me, the things around gender, and closing the gap, as it were, proving that, women have a right to be at the table, being leaders, being key decision makers. And I think that also extends with young people as well. I joined BT as an apprentice. I actually come from probably quite a underprivileged area in the northeast of England, and was fortunate in the opportunities that I had, but maybe saw the struggle to get the same opportunities. So I think anything that supports the education, the raising of aspirations of young people, providing role models that tell them that they can do it, whether that is running a community interest company, whether it's running something like a small community group, whether it's the way that perhaps in their careers they take an individual on and mentor them. We all have a responsibility collectively to create a better place, create a better environment for people, and contribute positively to the society that we live in. And I think what's been interesting in that journey is also then seeing the group that's gathered around, the fantastic people and connections, in terms of a real sense of community now starting to come together with people with that shared vision and that passion for being change agents as well. It's about, I think, very very much. I was sat actually doing my stuff for the website the other day, but about the education of businesses and breaking out of this tunnel vision view that everybody's in a box and we all do X and it's too rigid, to doing things in ways which actually consider people at the heart of it. You know, if the people thing doesn't work, your business is going to have a problem.
So true.
The people matter. People matter incredibly. You know, people are not just your employees, but your consumers. They are your supporters, your advocates. You know, you have to treat people fairly.
Definitely.
You have to create opportunities for them. If you go back and look at things like Maslow, getting people through those things into self-actualization. But imagine if they were doing that, and they were doing that for your business because they love being there because of the culture you create. You know, I'm not just, you know, Game Changer's not just going to be going in and doing, you know, all of the happy stuff. It's talking around things like diversity, inclusion, why these things really matter for organisations. And beyond that, looking at communication, actually one of the things that I want to look at within it is actually go into the difficult situations, go where the conflict is, go where things are not working, and, you know, educate these people who are the managers, the leaders, the next generation of leaders, in how to look at those things with appreciation for other people and what they can bring collaboratively. One of the things within business we hear a lot about is competition. And again, any business, if it's going to be successful, needs to work with collaboration.
It does indeed.
Yeah. One of the things that we've seen over the last few years is obviously, particularly supply chain, it's partnerships. It's, you can't create a business on your own. You are always going to have suppliers. If they could be trusted partners rather than just suppliers, and you integrate those things, you take out inefficiency, helps everybody's bottom line, you create better services. You know, it's really simple. But, you know, for those things to happen, people, you know, kind of, I almost feel it probably sounds a little bit almost spiritual, but people need to drop the ego in business and need to come from a place of service to create great things. But, you know, people will do that more effectively when they're working in a way that supports them rather than a way that constrains them.